Fine. So this is the answer. Ya Abbas, qul, say, li akika, to your brother, allazi, brother, this is the naat for akhi, yadrusu fi sanati thaniyati. He is studying in the second year. Yatini, what is the meaning of yatini? No, he comes to me. He comes to me, gadan. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Now here there is a little bit of more explanation needed, but I won't do it. But look at the spelling of yatini. I only want you to note. Later on we will do it, but I won't explain you. What is here, Sister Maimuna? Yatini. Break it down. Where is the verb? Yati. There is no ya. Okay. Remember, it is only yati. There is no ya. What happened to the ya? Okay. And what is noon? Nunu vikaya. And what is ya mutakallim? Mafulun bihi. He comes to me. Okay, are you with me? Now you must only note down that one ya is missing. Actually it should have been, are you with me? It should have been yatini. He comes to me. Now here there is no ya. Why I am telling you? For two reasons. To make you aware that there is no typo here. Otherwise you will jump to the conclusion. There is a typo here. Ya has been dropped. There is a typo. No. There is no typo. Everything is correct. Ya has been dropped. Okay, brothers and sisters? Okay. Now, ya has been dropped, there is a reason, and that reason you will study in book 3. So then we are not going to go deeper into it, except that there is no typo, and ya is definitely dropped. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? I will take 1 more minute to explain you a little bit, and then we'll do it in later on. It will come, inshallah. Brothers and sisters, how do you make a fi'l mudari'a majzum? If it ends with dhamma, you give it a sukoon. Are you with me? How do you make fi'l mudari'a majzum? If it ends with dhamma, you give it a sukoon. Are you with me? If it ends with noon aata hai, noon jata hai, you drop the noon. But what happens when the verb is nakis? Means it ends with a ya or waw. How do you make that verb majzoom? You drop that weak letter. Okay, are you with me? Sister Arifa? Here is yati. Sister, now I am. What is yati? No, mudariya. What is yati? Mudariya. Actually it is yati you. Later on we will do the analysis. We'll say fi'lun. Are you listening? This is only for your listening now. For your listening pleasure. Yati you is fi'lun mudariun marfu'un bidammatil muqaddara. Mean there is estimated dhamma there, which we don't see. Sister Sumaya, if it is Bab Daraba Yadari Bu. So where is Yati you? Where is you? It is there. Our mind can see, but our eyes can't see. Now these are all because of the Nakis verb. When I say naqis, means weak verbs ending with ya or waw. Okay, fine. How do I make it mansoob? Yatiya, mashallah, like yashtariya. Remember? Ashtariya. We have done it. So I will make it a fatah. Oh no, make it majzoom, brother. Yati. What did you do, brother? Okay. So here is how it works. If you have yadhhab, what will you say? Fi'lun mudari'un majzumun bisukun. If you drop the noon, yazhabu, then you will say fi'lun mudari'un majzumun bi hazfin. How will you say ya'ti? Majzum bi hazfi harfi illa. How will you say? Fi'lun mudari'un and then majzumun bi hazfi harfi illa. Are you with me, brother and sister? This is, like bi hadfi noon. Remember, we used to say, we still say hadfi noon. But when you drop the weak letter, to make it majzoom, then what will you say? Bi hadfi harfi illa. Mean by dropping the weak letter, it became majzoom. So that is the last thing that we will be learning about making the fi'l mudari'a majzoom if it ends with a weak letter. Brother, this is not here, but this verb has come. I want you to make a note of it. Maybe you can highlight it and make sure you don't consider it as a typo. Okay. Why it is majzoom, we are going to learn in book 3. And since we'll be doing all the naqis verbs in the next few lessons, this knowledge is the beginning of it, and it will be very, very helpful to you, brother. Let me tell you something. I thoroughly enjoyed these. I savored them like a biryani and pakoda and jalebi and halwa puri. I used to love it. When will you love it, brother? When you understand it. And then the Quran will open up. Brother, Quran will open up to you. I would like to sit with you and do the analysis of the Quran. And all these important things, brother. It will amaze you. And you will say, I've been reading it for years and years. It never occurred to me that these things are like this, But inshallah, Allah will bless us with the knowledge and we will understand Quran in a much in-depth way. I think we are all out of steam. Our batteries need to be recharged. Let's have a cup of tea, brothers and sisters, and some snacks. I wrote it down on the board, something. I want you to copy it and make a note of it. Kana verb with an imperfect verb. Brother, fi'l madi is called perfect. Means the action has been done. Khalas. Action has been done, perfected. But mudari'a is called imperfect because the action has not completed. It's in process. So, kana with imperfect verb, kana with mudari'a gives the sense of past continuous. Now this you know in English, past continuous. I was doing something, I was going, I was learning, I was reading. Kana ya'malu. Kana ya'malu. Amila yamalu, to do something. Kana yamalu fil masna'i. Masna'i is factory, means he was working in the factory. So this is the sense of continuity. Or you can say, how do you say, he used to work? Then you will say kana yamalu, means he used to work. So keep that thing in mind. What is that thing, important thing? Kana with fail mudariya gives you the sense of past continuous. How would you say, I had heard it, I had written it, had written it? Then you will use kana with a madi. And that will give you the sense of had. What will it give you the sense of? Had heard, or had done. I had written him a letter. I had written him a letter. How will you say? Kana will be kuntu. Kuntu. Katabtu. Hu. Risalatan. Are you with me? Kuntu. Hu. Risalatan. Keep that in mind. So kana, brother and sister, kana with madi, another verb with a madi, gives you the feeling of had. Past perfect means had done something. Are you with me? So if you want to write a sentence keeping that I want to use as I had done something, I had heard something, I had gone somewhere, then you will use kana with fi'l madi. And for continuity, you will use kana with mudariya. Keep that in mind. It will inshallah help you. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? This is an extra note for you to bear in mind. This will help you later on when we learn Quran and everything, inshallah. So, we come to Tamareen, brothers and sisters. Aina kana anwaru waqifan. Translation. Aina kana anwaru waqifun. Where was Anwar studying? MashaAllah. Where was he studying? Kana waqifan kharijal fasli. Kharijal fasli. Very good, brother. Ayuridu ammaru an yatruka jamiyata. What will be the answer, brother? What will you say, brother? La hadha ghairu sahihin. Hadha ghairu sahihin. Okay? This is not correct. Okay, brothers and sisters. Manal ladhi abuhu safirun. Whose father was ambassador? Abu Ibrahima. What will be the answer? Abu Ibrahima Safirun. Right? Father of Ibrahim is the ambassador. Manal ladhi abuhu shurtiyun mutaqaidun. Who's the retired police officer? Abu Yaqubah. Abu Yaqubah. Very good. Who Abu Yaqub? You can say, Sister Suhaina. Who Abu Yaqub? Man zahaba ila al-maktabati? Uthmanu zahaba ila al-maktabati. Are you with me, brother and sister? Fine, brother. Man allafa. See, look at the verb. Allafa. Form 2. It has got, how many letters are there? 4 letters. How will you make it mudariya? Allafa, you allifu. You allifu. Man allafa lisan al-Arabi. Who wrote, allafa means to write, to author. Who wrote lisan al-Arabi? What will you say? Allafahu Ibn Manzur. Allafahu Ibn Manzur. Very good. Fi kam juz'an huwa fi ishrina. Fi ishrina juz'an. Fi ishrina juz'an. Very good. كانت المكتبة مفتوحة لا كانت مغلقة مغلقة حامد مريض الآن. So brother, what happens actually? Hamidun Maridun. What is Hamidun Maridun? Mubtada khabar. Bring in kana. Kana Hamidun Maridan. So Mubtada became Ismu Kana and Khabar became Khabarul Kana. So it's easy, brother. Kana Hamidun Maridan Amsi. Zainabu Talibatun. How will you say? Kanat Zainabu Talibatan. Zainab was a student. So as you can see, it is Mubtada and Khabar, and Kana comes, okay, and changes into Ism Kana and Khabar Kana. Ikra misal, thum adkhil kana ala jumla al-atiyati. Brothers and sisters, read the example, we read it, and now you put kana in the following sentences. Brother Hassan.
Kana al-ma'u baridan.
You are right. You are absolutely right. Kana al-ma'u baridan. How will you translate?
The water was cold.
Water was cold. Correct. Absolutely correct. Brother Abdul Samad.
Kana al-babu
Maftuhan. Maftuhan. The door was open. Brother Abdul Mukim. What did you say, brother?
The windows was...
Is it correct? Everybody is shaking their heads. Kanat. Because the ismu kana is muannas. Kanatin nafizatu mughlaqa tan. The door was closed. Very good. Sister Nusrat. Mudarisan, mashallah. Sister Madina, Ar-Rajulu Nasraniyun. Yan. Nasrani Yan. Got the idea? Kana Rajulu Nasrani Yan. Because Khabar Kana Mansub. Very good. Sister Rahima. Al-Jabu Baridun. كان الجو باردا كان الجو باردا. Okay. Sister Arifa. المدير جالس في غرفته. ما شاء الله. كان المدير جالسا في غرفته. Now this translation is easy. The mudir was sitting in his room. Sister Maimuna, هذه الساعة رخيصة. كانت هذه الساعة. You will still use هذه. كانت. This watch was inexpensive. كانت هذه الساعة رخيصة. Sister Nasri. Yes. Kana Umaru Tajiran Ganiyan. Nath has to match. Tajiran Ganiyan. Correct? Sister Mehnaz. Ammuna. Mudira Madrasatin. Mudira Madrasatin. Translation? Was school. Indefinite. He was a headmaster of a school. Very good. So, Hamidun Talibun, brothers and sisters. Al-Mubtada Al-Khabar. Kana Hamidun. Taliban. Ismu Kana and. Fine. Ismu Kana. Marfu'un. Highlighted, brother. Ismu kana marfun, khabar kana mansubun. Now we come to la yazalu. Now remember, brother and sister, if it's for oneness, then it will become la tazalu. Yazalu, yazalani, yazaluna, and then tazalu. And if it is yazalu, 5 in our pocket. Tazalu, tazalu, azalu, nasalu. As the need arises, we will use it, brother. Okay. Ibrahimu na'imun. Translation, brothers and sisters? Ibrahim is sleeping. How do you say he's still sleeping? La yazalu Ibrahimu na'iman. Are you with me? Means he is still sleeping. He continues to sleep. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? So, what is la? Harfu nafi. What is yazalu? Fi'lun, mudari'un, naqisun, marfun bi damma. Where is the ismu yazalu? Ibrahim. Where is the khabar? Na'iman. That's the way we do it. Inshallah. Aminatu na'imatun. Amina is sleeping. How will you say now? La tazalu aminatu na'imatan. Translation? Amina is still sleeping. Amina is still sleeping. Very good, brother. Now you got to use it in the sentences. Sister Sumaya, you got a very nice sentence. Hishamun. Azaban. La yazalu Hishamun azaban. What is the meaning of it? Hishamun azabun. Translate Hishamun azabun. Hisham is a bachelor. Okay? Now you say Hishamun, he's still a bachelor. Bichara bachelor hai. Are you with me, brother and sister? He's still a bachelor. Okay, you got the idea, Sister Sumaya? He still is a bachelor. Hasn't found his life partner. Al-Mudarisu Jalisun Indal Mudiri. Sister Fatima, what will you say? MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Excellent. That was very beautiful. La yazalul mudarrisu jalisan indal mudiri. Translation? Yeah, he's still sitting with the headmaster. So this is how we use the verb yazalu, zala yazalu. Sister Suhaina? Yeah, translation? Yes, now? Yeah, still sick. He continues to be sick. Got the idea? Sister Hafsa? Run. Means the weather is still hot. No relief. We can say here, La yazalu al-javu baridan. The weather is still cold. Yeah. Okay, Sister Abir. Al-maktabatu mughlaqatun. MashaAllah. Excellent, excellent. Translation now, sister.
The library is still closed.
Yeah, library is still closed, So you will say La tazalu. That was very clever of you. Tazalu. Why tazalu? Because the ismu La yazalu will be muannas. Excellent, excellent. Brother Hassan, as-sayyaratu jadidatun.
لا تزال السيارة
Sayaratu. It will still be marfu. Sayaratu
جديدة.
jadidatan. Translation, brother?
The car is still new.
The car is still new. Okay. Abhi khatara nahi bani hai. Okay, brother Abdul Samad.
لا يزال حامد غائبا.
Hamid continues to be absent. He's still absent. Okay, very good, brother and sister. Now we come to something very, very important. Okay, brothers and sisters, we are coming to this part. Inshallah, we'll finish the lesson today. Now, as we know, we did it starting from book 1. That there are 5 special nouns. Asma'ul Khamsa. When you say Af'alul Khamsa, what is Af'alul Khamsa? Noon aata hai, noon jata hai. MashaAllah. May Allah bless you, sister. That's easy, huh? What is Af'alul Khamsa? Noon aata hai, noon jata hai. That is, and there are 7, but because there is a repetition, we say 5. Now we say Asma'ul Khamsa. And what is the speciality of Asma'ul Khamsa? We did it in book 1. Now we are going to do in detail. Brother and sister. These are 5. They say there are 6 also. But let us start with 5. They are called Asma'ul Khamsa. 5 special nouns. One is Abu, one is Akhu, and then Hamu, then Famu. And then we did our favorite, Zu. Zu is also like that. Zu comes in Asma'ul Khamsa. Okay. But what is so special about Abun? Make it definite. Al-Abu. What will you say? Al-Abu. But when this becomes Mudaf, how do I say Abu Muhammadin? Then I have to give it a vaw. With single dhamma. Abu Muhammadin. When will the spelling change? When it is only coming as a mudaf. Otherwise not. It comes as a mudaf, the spelling will change. Same thing will be ahun. Right now we are only doing 2, but there are more. Okay. Abu Muhammadin. Now I want to say I saw father of Muhammad. Ra'aytu Abba. With Aleph. I will say Ra'aytu Abba. Now I want to say Salamtu ala. I said Salamu alaikum. Ala, harf shar. Abi. How will you write down Abi? With Ya. Abi. And if there is a mudaf ilayhi, ha, then it will be joined. Okay, inshallah. So, how do you describe it, brothers and sisters, in our grammatical explanation? Ja'a Abu Muhammadin. Now I am writing here, Ja'a Abu Muhammadin. Where is the file of Ja'a, brother? Abu. How will you describe, brother? Abu is a file, marfu'un. Now what shall I say? Ja'a Abu fa'ilun, marfu'un, wa alamatu rafa'ihi al-waw. Why? لأنه من أسماء الخمسة. Are you with me? What will you say? لأنه من أسماء الخمسة. من أسماء الخمسة. Are you with me? You want me to write down? I will say here, Abu fa'ilun marfu'un. So you will get used to this. Wa alamatu raf'ihi he. Raf, he. Huh? Al, wahu, li, annahu, minal asma'il khamsati. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? We have to understand it. Okay. For the time being, try to understand first, and then it will come to you with ease. So, brothers and sisters, Ja Abu. Abu is fa'il. And fa'il is marfu. Usually there is a sign of marfu. Dhamma. Okay. In this case, the sign of marfu is wow. Sign of marfu is wow. Why? Why it is wow? It's very unusual. Because it is one of those 5 special nouns. See, Zu. Remember Zu? Zu always comes as a mudaf and comes with wow. So the sign of marfu is wow. And then Za. Remember Za? It's mansub. So what is the sign of mansub? Alif. Why? And then Z. Sign of majrur. Yeah. Then you'll have to say, if you have to describe Zu and you see wow, then you will say it is marfu wa alamatu rafa'ihi al-waw. And then li annahu min al-asma' al-khamsa. You will get used to all these things. They will flow from your mouth with such a fluency that you will say sometimes, I have known this for a long, long time, inshallah. Are you with me, brother? Now I say to you, I have to watch time, brother? Ra'ay tu. Brother, ra'ay is your fi'l, tu is your fa'il. Ra'ay tu, I saw. Saw what? I need mafulun bihi. Aba Muhammadin. So what is the Aba? You say Aba, mafulun bihi, mansubun. Now what will you say? Wa alamatu nasbihi al-alif. Li'annahu. Same little changes. Aba, mafulun bihi, mansubun. Khalas. Wa alamatu, now nasbihi. Al-alifu. Li'annahu. This will not change. Are you with me? Shall I write down again? Inshallah. Maybe it's okay. Very good, brother. Now I change it, brother. Kultu li abi Muhammadin. Okay. I forgot one thing. You have to say it. Okay. Brother, Abu is your here. Rafi. Wow. Li'annahu min asfal khamsa. Wa huwa mudaf. Because it is mudaf, isn't it? This only happens when it is mudaf. So I will write down here. Wa huwa mudafun. This is very beautiful, brother. It's easy and it is very interesting. Sister Hafsa? Abir, inshallah, you will understand. Slowly, we will be repeating it a lot, brother and sisters. Now, ra'aytu. So I will say, ra'aytu, fi'al, fa'il, aba, mafulun bihi, mansubun. Mafulun bihi is always mansub. And what is the sign of its mansub? Wa alamatu nasbihi. Remember, rafa'ihi, nasbihi, jarrihi. These are the things. Nasbihi al-alifu li'annahu min al-asma'al khamsati. Wa huwa mudaf. They are always coming as mudaf. Now I say to you, brother and sister, kultu, fi'al and fa'al. Li harf jar. What is abi? Ism majrur. So how will you describe? Abi ismun majrurun wa alamatu jarrihi al-ya'u li'annahu min asma al-khamsa. Is it easy, inshallah? We'll be repeating it. And then what will you say after that? وَهُوَ مُضَافٌ وَهُوَ مُضَافٌ. That's all, brother and sister, inshallah. Brother, if you write down a couple of times at home, and inshallah, if you come regularly to the class, you will be hearing it so many times that inshallah, you will not miss out anything. Look at these examples. Dakhala zamiluka. Dakhala is verb. Where is the file? Zamilu. Fa'ilun marfun bidamma. Sahi? Bidamma. And huwa mudaf and ka mudaf ilayhi. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Raitu zamilaka. What is zamila? Maful bi mansubun. Alamatu nasbihi al-fathat. Alamat nasbihi. What is alamat of nasab? Fatah. Qultu li zamili. What is li zamili? Ism majrur. And alamat of the jar is kasra. Now look at this. Ja'a abuka. What is abu? Abu fa'ilun, marfu'un. Oh, what is the sign of its marfu? Al-waw. لأنه من الأسماء الخمسة. وهو مضاف and then مضاف إليه. رأيت أباك. What is أبا? مفعول به منصوب. وعلامة نصبه الألف. لأنه من الأسماء الخمسة. وهو مضاف and مضاف إليه. And قلت لي أبيك. I wrote down Abi Muhammadin, here is Abika. Fine. Li harf jar. What is Abi? Ism majrur. Wa alamatu jarrihi al-yaw. Li'annahu min al-asma al-khamsa. Wa huwa mudaf and ka mudaf ilayh. Now same thing goes to Qala akhuka. Your brother said. Qala is verb. Where is the file? Akhu. File is akhu. Okay. And marfu'un wa alamatu raf'ihi al-waw li'annahu mismar al-khamsa wa huwa mudaf and ka mudaf ilayh. Sister Maimuna, is it clear, sister? Inshallah. Sister Arifa? Inshallah. Brother and sister, these are not difficult. Understanding is what needed. Once you are strong in your mudaf ilayhi, alhamdulillah, things are clear. Sa'altu akhaka. I asked your brother. Akha is mafulun bihi mansubun. Akha, mafulun bihi mansubun. Wa alamatu nasbihi al-alif. لأنه من الأسماء الخمسة وهو مضاف. هذا لي أخيك. Translation, brother. هذا لي أخيك. This is for your brother. This belongs to your brother. This is for your brother. So, brother, هذا مبتدا. Where is our khabar? لي أخي. Jar majrur, shibu jumla khabar. So, what is li? Harf jar. What is akhi? Ism majrur. But what is the sign of it being majrur? Al-yaw. Why? Li'annahu. When you say why? Because. لأنه من أفعال الخمسة وهو مضاف and ka mudaf ilayhi. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Inshallah. Now, fill in the blanks with the Abu. Let us try. Brother Hassan, first is yours. Remember, Abu is coming as a mudaf. Okay, so watch for the sign. What is the first letter, brother? First sentence. Abuna, yes, that's it. How will you write Abuna? Abu with waw, and na is there. What is the meaning of Abuna? Our father. What about your father? Was a big merchant. Okay, how will you describe Abuna? Abu مبتدا مرفوع وعلامة رفعه الواو لأنه من الأسماء الخمسة وهو مضاف إليه. عبد الصمد هذه السيارة لأبينا ما شاء الله. Very good. Brother Abdul Mukim, أرأيت. Did you see our father? أرأيت أبانا. Very good. Sister Nusrat, أين ذهب أبوك؟ أبوك يا فاطمة. متى خرج أبوك؟ Very good. اسألي أبا زينب. أنا أعرف أباك. كتبت رسالة إلى أبيك. إلى أبيك. سمعت أن أباها طبيب شهير. Brothers and sisters, we end here now. And inshallah, we'll continue again. If you try to finish it yourself, it will be interesting. It is not difficult. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب